Okay. So I have a question, Shrey. So I am a Java developer from background, but I have a gap of 11 years now. I'm starting my career back into the IT industry. So I'm not that comfortable with coding. So how do you recommend me like taking the admin and then going into the Velocity Omni Studio?
Makes sense. All right. Number one question that I have, follow-up question that I have in order to answer your question is, where are you based out of?
Virginia, USA.
Then you do not have any problem. You can actually get enough opportunities out there for Velocity. They have started to. I mean, there are a lot of opportunities out there on Velocity, which have like there are a lot of companies which have started hiring Velocity developers as well. Specifically, earlier they wanted someone who is also experienced to Salesforce and knows Velocity, but recently they have started hiring Velocity developers or Omni Studio developers as well. So there is a good chance of you getting the job. The main thing that you need to figure out is how you can do that. And your experience of working as a developer in Java earlier is going to be very much beneficial for you because you understand everything. It was just life's phase where you had to like cut back some time for your personal life, and then you're now again back onto the industry. And I think people have started celebrating this more than anything, right? Earlier it was a taboo to hire someone who had such a gap in their career, but now it's openly accepted and celebrated as well, so it is not going to be difficult for you. uh, you can go ahead with it. If you really want me to answer how to go about it, I can answer that as well, but if
Yeah.
all you want that.
No. I want you to answer
All
that.
right.
It
So
definitely
if
helps.
you want to have a job specifically for Velocity, getting in touch with people who are experts into Velocity, into the area, or into the local community that you have of Salesforce is going to be plus for you. Other than that, of course, the portals where a lot of job listings and everything like that happens, like Mason Frank, and there are other like places where you can find specific jobs for Velocity developers on LinkedIn as well. So then you can just like apply directly for the jobs that you can get over there. And one thing that you can do, like to get into Velocity specifically, is to get yourself certified and get into a company or figure out an organization out there which is specifically working into Velocity, right? And there are a lot many out there, so you'll have to figure that out, how you can how you can get
Okay.
into all of
So
those companies.
okay. So developer is not a mandatory thing to learn Velocity. Is that
It is
true?
not. I mean, Velocity is no code or low code substitute
Mm-hmm.
to being a Salesforce developer, right? So if even after we are very much sure that we are hiring someone for to be a Velocity developer, why would we expect them to know Salesforce development? As I said earlier, people expected a Salesforce developer to know Velocity development as well, but that makes no sense. If you want someone who can use a platform to build applications without any code, why do you actually need them to have like the information of coding? So that only happens in one situation where you want the person to do two jobs on one payroll.
Okay. Got
So,
it.
and that's the same thing which happens in India, by the way. In India, all of the companies, even if they are Salesforce customers, hire Salesforce developers who can do the Salesforce admin job as well. That's why there are
Mm-hmm.
no jobs of Salesforce admins in India.
So
So
how
that's
about the market for Salesforce admin in US? Are
it's
there
good.
any
It's
possible?
it has always been good, and I think it is good still. Because let me tell you
Is
what is happening, right? The Salesforce admins who are admins for a long period of time are evolving their career as typically project managers, consultants, independent contractors, some content creators as well. Some are moving towards being a yeah, I mean, being a developer, or let's say a consultant, like a number of tracks, right? So they are moving into different like profiles. So there is definitely a need to fill that gap which is getting generated every year. Every year, as
okay.
looks like you cannot be a Salesforce admin for 10 years of your life, right? After you get an experience of 2 to 3 years, you want to move your profile towards the you want to upgrade yourself, right? That's all what it is. So
Exactly.
if you're going to upgrade yourself, there are certain profiles where you can, which is number one is consultant for sure. Now, consultant, business analyst, functional consultant, solution engineer. These are some
QA.
profiles where they are headed towards. Earlier, what used to
Mhm.
happen was people didn't had clear criteria of what is the next step of this profile. Now with Salesforce and Trailhead, they're absolutely aware about what the next step should look like, and they're working towards it, which is again creating new requirements for Salesforce admins to get into the market. So you
No,
can
that's
easily get a job in there in US.